Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Like, legitimately, great morning. Crazy morning. What a time to be alive. I set my alarm for 6 a.m. because I knew stuff was about to go down. And some people might say, like, I love the hype, and I do love the hype, but I know when something's up. I'm not gonna, call anything out here specifically, but I knew those privated trailers meant something more. I really did. I've been following Nintendo since I was a baby. Okay, I love this stuff so much, so passionately. It was a dream come true to make a Nintendo focused channel, and the Switch was the console I have just wished for ever since I was little, and Nintendo doing awesome, making amazing games and changing the gaming world is just, it's perfect. So thank you for sharing all of this magic with me. This show, though, promises even more magic. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're having a great day. We saw the Splatoon 3 OLED this morning, and somehow this video isn't really about that at all, okay? Instead, it's about a new leak rumor that ties into the OLED that is really exciting that, I don't know, it comes from, not like an insider, it comes from a moderator of a big forum, and it really, I don't know, it seems to be quite legit. It has me quite excited. Plus, we have other Nintendo news stories. First, let's just say though, my goodness, now that they've released the HD shots, that Splatoon 3 OLED is so good looking. Those ombre Joy-Con are just doing it to me. They just really are, and they put out shots of the Pro controller, of the box, of the case. Even the box is just ridiculously well made. It's branded perfectly. There's even like a scratch through the 3 logo because Splatoon is chaotic. And, you know, it's interesting because there is something, I guess, to talk about there. Splatoon 3 gets an OLED announcement with no new trailer. Okay, it's very weird that Nintendo is just not talking about its first-party games, even showing off a new special edition console for a game that comes out in 2 months that we know very little about. They have not really had a big trailer. They haven't had a direct presence. They haven't had anything as of late, except little daily tweets and now this special edition. So I don't know. I think there's got to be more coming from Nintendo later this month. I'm not saying another console, but more news, more trailers, maybe more reveals. Interestingly enough, the Splatoon 2 tournaments are taking next week off. Why are they taking next week off? Maybe something else will happen, but let's focus on what's happening now before we get to that juicy leak / rumor. All right, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle had a free trial go up in Europe earlier this week. I made a video showing how to get it because I think it's super sick that before Sparks of Hope, you can play the entirety of Mario plus Rabbids for totally free. Well, now they've added it to North America and calibrated the dates, so you do get a week to play it here in North America. Don't need any other region account. If you already have a region account, you've been playing, hopefully you're having fun. It is a great game that I think is gonna get even better. That's an 86 on Metacritic, that's getting a sequel that looks to improve on it in just about every way. Thank you, Davide. Anyhow, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is available for free on the North American eShop if you are a Switch Online member for a week-long trial. Your progress can carry over. The game is on sale till I think a week beyond the trial for $10 now, and then there's the gold edition that includes the DK DLC. So a lot of ways for you to experience this. If you beat it, there's more to buy. If you don't beat it, you have a cheap way to transition, and then Sparks of Hope, October 20th. Now, before October 20th, there's September 9th. Brilliant math, Zach. Brilliant. You're a freaking genius over here. No, September 9th, though, is the date that a new big Switch game's coming out. One of the big third-party supporters, 2K, is dropping NBA 2K23. I know basketball is not all of your jams, but this is really cool because 2K has always supported the Switch with NBA. In fact, NBA was featured on the Rooftop Switch Party back in the OG Switch trailer, and it's a third-party title, a big one, a day-and-date one that has always supported Nintendo year in and year out. And usually the port's pretty good. This one's got Michael Jordan on the cover and should be a fun time. All right, they do bring good basketball to the Switch. Not the same graphics, but pretty good basketball. That's a big game for September from the third-party slate. And another big third-party game that is releasing in October is Nier Automata, the End of Yorha edition. It was announced at the recent Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, and it is a game about to be or not to be. And this game is to be ported by Virtuous, who is one of the best port houses bringing games to Nintendo Switch. They've done great work like Dying Light 1, like Dark Souls Remastered, and they brought games that previously people thought wouldn't run that well on Switch and made them work really good. So you know that Nier Automata is in good hands, and thank goodness, because this is a Game of the Year winner for some people. for a decent amount of critics, and I think it's going to be an exciting, fun one to play portably on the go with all the downloadable content included. I just remembered that Virtuous also did L.A. Noire and BioShock, so they're good. They know how to bring good games, and so I expect this edition dropping on October 6th of Nier Automata, Tomato Edition coming your way to be a good one, and now I'm excited to play it. And maybe I'll be playing it on a better system because we got to give you the lowdown on the latest leak and rumor here. All right, this is legitimate, okay? I don't want to say it's official, but this feels really big. This feels really good and really big. But in the middle of the night, people were talking about the Splatoon 3 OLED. Now, yesterday, videos went private. People were thinking Switch Pro. I was thinking Switch Pro. But then in the middle of the night, there was a post about, hey, maybe this is a Splatoon 3 OLED. And where did that come from? How did someone know about that? Well, there's two uncles. All right, this sounds like a campfire tale about the Nintendo uncle that your friend had down the street, but this is kind of actually a whole lot more. Okay, so there's two uncles. One, they're labeling Funkle because they say he's the factory uncle, who back in April leaked about a new Switch OLED color and a new Switch model, okay? That's April, right? 4th month of the year. We're currently in July. 3 months ago, he called this out when nobody was talking about a new special edition OLED. Nobody. Now that's piece one. Piece two, though, is Munkle, who's the moderator uncle. And forgive these funny terms, it's just, I'm taking them from Fama boards where I read all this and followed all this, and I like their terminology. So Munkle is the same forum, he's a moderator, on the same forum that leaked the Lite 3 years ago. Okay, now he's not just a random leaker, he is actually the head moderator of this 600,000 plus member forum. So this is a big forum over in China. Okay, I should mention that both of these are Chinese sources, and they know a lot about factories and they know a lot about production because that's where a lot of this stuff leaks out. It's where a lot of things leak for Apple, for Nintendo, you name it, right? And Munkle, the moderator uncle, teased that Nintendo Switch Drake, which is the code name everyone expects for the Pro model, is releasing this year, launching later this year. And then he said a few hours before the Splatoon 3 announcement that Nintendo was dropping a Splatoon 3 OLED trailer at 9 a.m. Eastern, and voila, they did. So we have Funkle talking about Switch OLED, Splatoon, and new Switch model in April, and then we have Munkle talking about Switch Pro launching later this year, and then he calls the Splatoon 3 Switch OLED model hours before it happens, drops the exact correct product and correct time of the trailer. Boom. He's a head moderator of a huge forum, and he seems to be clearly in the know. Like I said, this is not an official confirmation, but it looks like we are in a crazy Nintendo world where they could be launching this special edition Switch OLED in August, and then a Switch Pro later this year. And before you dismiss it and say no way, 2 points that are super important. 2 points, okay? Point one, Nintendo would be viewing this Switch Pro as a premium product, like a high-end iteration, right? It's not the next Switch. It's not Switch 2. It's the same library. They can still sell you Switch, Switch Lite, Switch OLED. This is just like a premium, high-end, probably like $450 Switch model. So this isn't splitting the audience. This isn't destroying the ecosystem. This isn't, oh gosh, they just came out with a new OLED and then they're gonna screw everybody over. No, because I firmly believe Nintendo will view this as just an upgrade. A stronger upgrade, but akin to like the new 3DS, where they didn't stop making 3DSs, they didn't stop making 3DS XL. They just came out with a new 3DS because, hey, this is a new 3DS and it has some better stuff, right? And it was moderately, microly better, but this would be a notable improvement. And so they can coexist, okay? So don't worry about them launching an OLED now. That still allows them to launch a Pro later this year, early next year. Any of those are viable, okay? This is a special edition console for Splatoon hardcore fans that is $360. It has a $10 markup for the swanky ombre action. And here's point two. Point two is that Nintendo is no stranger to launching older special editions right before or even well after new models come out. Take the 2DS, for instance. Remember the pizza slice for little kids? The pizza slice had new colorways and special editions coming out till 2018. And let me remind you, that's a 2DS. In 2018, we already had the Switch, okay? So they were releasing way old pizza slice chunkers when they had the Switch, okay? So that is one piece of the puzzle. And then two, Last year, they just announced the OLED. Boom, the OLED, the big new model. And then what did they do? They released a special edition Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Pokemon Light. Okay, so they went backwards to release a special edition. So I also firmly believe that special edition releases are viewed differently by Nintendo. They do not play by the same rules. They do not play by the same timeline. The special editions are kind of like for the super fans. They're for the crazies like me that will double dip and buy a new one because it has etched in art a crossed out 3 and it has ombre Joy-Con. Oh, and then it has the Inkling and the Octoling foot pads or footprints, hair prints, head prints, body prints on the back of the Joy-Con. I'm gonna buy it because I'm stupid like that. But that's who these special editions are for. It does not eliminate or create a schism or just cataclysmically end any further progress. And you add those two together, Nintendo viewing this as a high-end premium iteration, sort of like a PlayStation 4 Pro. It's gonna exist, it's the same family, the same library, it would just play them better. And I think about, this is my own speculation, Nintendo hasn't shown any first-party stuff. Why are they saving it? You know, was it to get this OLED announcement out of the way? No, that doesn't matter. Maybe they're saving big first-party stuff because they want to show it on the better hardware. Maybe they know Breath of the Wild 2 ain't coming alongside it at launch. If this is to launch in 2022, like the freaking moderator uncle has said, maybe they need to wait and save Metroid Prime Remastered to show off to have something new. Like they showed Metroid Dread on the OLED last year. Maybe they're waiting for Bayonetta 3 because they want to show off a really cool, fast-paced 60 FPS game looking awesome on the Switch Pro with that DLSS technology. Now, I'm not confirming this or guaranteeing this, but there is nothing preventing Nintendo from doing this. And their weird behavior combined with these leaks and rumors make me think that maybe later this year we will get a Switch Pro announcement. Splatoon 3 comes out September 9th, okay? Same day as NBA 2K23. And that's not even the end of summer. Summer runs till the 3rd week in September, so Nintendo technically could have a Direct in summer or a hardware showcase in summer after Splatoon 3 and well after the OLED Splat 3 because that comes out August 26th, which also has precedent. They've done that before where they drop the console a couple weeks before the game. It's just sort of like this protocol they have of getting it out there in people's hands on store shelves and then the game as well, especially since these special editions don't include the game. There's really no reason for them to have it be day and date. Either way, Nintendo could be dropping 2 special Switches this year, which would be madness, and would take a year that seemed kind of like mundane in the summer for the second half and make it crazy. If they do announce Metroid Prime Remastered, if they do announce a new Switch, and they have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which still haven't seen a bunch of, this will be an insane holiday season. This will be a crazy Nintendo time. And there will be a lot of money to spend. Because I guarantee you, if the Switch OLED Splatoon 3 is $360, there's no way that new Switch, whenever it happens, is under $400. There's just no way. $30 more for a huge upgrade? No freaking way. I think they're going to price that thing at a very premium price, a high-end price for the high-end Nintendo fan. And even though it's not going to be as strong as a PS5, like, you got consoles selling for $500. So Nintendo is super successful, has super strong games, maybe even better system sellers than anybody else. So why not dip into the higher end price tier if you know you can pull it from your fans? And I think they will. They'll pull it from me. So let me know what you think about all of this. I asked you guys just last night if you thought new hardware would be announced, and most people thought no. Now, I thought a Switch Pro was coming soon. I didn't know about today. I think we're really due for more Nintendo news like next week. I don't know if it's going to be Mario Kart DLC. I think that's surely coming. Switch Online update. I also think that's surely coming. Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime, Switch Pro. Who knows? Like, Nintendo is showing us that they're crazy. They can do anything. It's freaking Wednesday, July 6th, and we just got a ombre OLED. All right, anyways, a bunch of you, 68% of you, believe that nothing at all would be happening. I thought Switch Pro, along with 21%. Very few picked the Switch Lite OLED, but that was very Nintendo-like. It could have happened. It still could happen at some time. 12% picked that OLED. And now we know that it wasn't nothing. It wasn't a Switch Pro. It wasn't a Switch Lite OLED. It was a special edition Switch OLED with possibly more to come. So stay tuned. Stay here on SwitchForce. I appreciate you so much. Also, stay safe. Goodness gracious, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Some good things are happening. There's some fun out there. Thank goodness. Until next time, everybody, love you lots. SwitchForce, out.